Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from the fourth group, and in this video we will talk about paraprhasing. So enjoy it.
I will explain about definition of paraphrase. Paraphrase is one of three ways of using another word word in your own writing. The other two being a question and summary. The aims of paraphrasing is to change the word in the original text while keeping the same meaning. This is different from question which has the same word as well as the same meaning. As the words have been changed, a paraphrase should not use question marks. Summary differs from paraphrase is that a summary is shorter than the original words. A paraphrase is the same length. When you paraphrase another word ID, you will need to use in text citation to acknowledge the source. This is the same for all three ways of using another word word. Okay. In the other hand, paraphrasing is a way to avoid plagiarism in your own writing.
Okay, next I will explain about type of paraphrase. In English, paraphrase divided into two types, which are free paraphrase and binding paraphrase. Free paraphrase is paraphrase that does not require a writer to use the original word used in literature reference work to build another satras work, yet retains the essence and meaning of the literary work. In free paraphrasing, the writer was given permission to use words, and even if no word were used at all. And next is binding paraphrase. Is a paraphrase that require user to use the original word in reference literature word and then could be coupled with other words to build another literary work with a more different from, but meaning and essence must be the same.
Now I will explain the method of paraphrasing. The first method is changing the vocab with the same meaning. For example, the original text is it can be difficult to choose a suitable place to study English, and we are paraphrase this text to it is sometimes hard to select an appropriate place to learn English. Uh, the next method will be explained by my friend.
My name is Selvi Amiyanti, and here I will explain the material about the method of paraprhasing. The method of paraprhasing number 2 is change the order of word. For example, we can use a similar word but the same meaning. For example, in the original text is if they have some help, most people can paraphrase effectively. However, practice is, and we can change the paraphrasing text is most people can paraphrase effectively if they have some help. Paraphrasing is okay. And now I will continue about the method of paraphrasing number 3. And the method of paraphrasing number 3, in here we use a driven grammar, but in here we can use a different grammar but also the same meaning. For example, in the original text is the most effective way to build your English skill is study regularly, and we can change its paraphrasing text, use a different grammar is the most effective way of building your English skill is to do studying on irregular. Okay, I think That's all about the method of paraprhasing. Thank you.
I will explain about avoiding mistake and changing sentence structure. Okay, the first is avoiding mistake. The more mistake you make with vocabulary in writing and speaking, the lower your score will be. Paraphrasing is a skill synonym, do not have exactly the same meaning and cannot always use at the same time. The second is changing sentence structure. Another way to paraphrase successfully is to change the order to word in a sentence. This means changing the structure of the sentence. For example, many people are unhealthy because they fail at will and exercise. You can see there are two clauses. Many people are unhealthy, and the second clause because they fail to eat well and exercise. We can change the order of the clauses. Many people fail to eat well and exercise, and for the reason they are unhealthy. Let's make more change to the sentence. Now we can also paraphrase by altering the word from we did previously. The final sentence would be failing to eat well and not exercising are the reason that many people have poor health.
Okay, here I'm Sheilla. I want to continue the explanation. Now I want to explain the Paraprhasing and IELTS band score. After knowing the method of paraprhasing, if you want to take the IELTS test, that you must know the explanation about the band score. Now I want to explain kind of band score and what mistakes that you did in IELTS test. But before it, of course, paraprhasing will help your band score for the criterion vocabulary. Okay, now I want to explain it. For the first is 5 band score. If you get 5 band score, it is for the minimum range of vocabulary or the minimum score. And then if you get 5, that it means the mistakes that often occur is only in the meaning. Okay, for the second, if you get 6 score, it means the mistakes that often occur that you did is you did some errors, but the meaning is clear, but the meaning is correct. And for the third kind is if you get 7 score, it is sufficient range vocabulary. If you get 7, it means you did a few errors or you did a few mistakes. Okay, and then for the last, it is the highest score. It is 8 score. It means the better score. It means if you get 8 score of IELTS, that that means you made a little mistakes in your test IELTS, and then you get wide range of vocabulary. Okay, and then afterward you can see that you need to show the range of words. It means you need to paraphrase, but you also need to reduce your errors or your mistakes. It means don't to try paraphrase too much and don't to make any mistakes. Okay, for the tips, if you follows or you take IELTS test, that you can using for to paraphrase you can using synonyms and don't to paraphrase all words, and then don't avoiding and then avoiding errors or reduce your mistakes in IELTS test and changing the word form and changing the sentence structure. Okay, it is the some tips for you to take the IELTS test, and then it is can help you to get the highest score.
How to make a paraphrase. The first, read the manuscript to be paraphrased to completion to get an of the contents of the reading or writing. The second, read the script once more by making the important parts and keywords contained in the reading. The third, record the key sentence and keyword in sequence. The fourth, develop key sentence and keywords into main ideas that are relevant to the reading topic. And the last is recompile the main idea into a short paragraph in your own language.
Okay, I will explain about technique of paraphrasing. The first technique is read the information carefully, and then the next is understand the content of information, and the third is write the main points of information in their own sentences, and the fourth is develop core sentences or keywords into main points in accordance with theme or topic of source information. And the last is deliver verbally using own sentences.
I am Fitra Aulia Ramadhan from group 4. I will explain about benefits of paraphrasing. The first benefit is paraphrasing gives you the chance to express important ideas in your own words. By doing so, you increase your understanding of the topic. It's therefore a more effective way to learn than memorizing. And the second benefit is a paraphrase can be more flexible for the future than a quotation, as you don't need to remember the exact words, provided you understand it. You can rephrase it to match the context is, for example, in an unseen exam. You can sometimes use fewer words than the original. And paraphrasing can also be a valuable tool to the honest academic writer. Paraphrasing helps the writer put information in his or her own words. When a writer paraphrases information from a source, the writer must also be able to understand what the original passage really means. This will help the writer be more informed and truly comprehend the topic that he or she is writing about. Plagiarism comes in many forms, whether it's intentional, unintentional, cited or not. Plagiarism is fraudulent. Citations add authority and expertise to a paper and are important when it comes to giving credit to original authors. Paraphrasing can benefit writers by allowing them to use their own words and understand the original text better. By correctly citing and paraphrasing, a student can avoid becoming a plagiarist.
So the conclusion of our discussion is paraphrase is one of three ways of using another writer's work in your own writing. The other two being quotation and summary. The aim of paraphrasing is to change the words in the original text while keeping the same meaning. Paraphrasing gives you the chance to express important ideas in your own work. I think that's all for us. If we do some mistake, forgive us. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. In the last, I will tell you our group. our names group. The first is Dwi Handayani Sugiarti Nabila, Renaldo, Jefri, Mahendra, Selvi, Amiyanti, Leni, Anggun, Kusuma, Sheilla, yolalessie, visyamanda, Indah, Permatasari, Artia, Prastiwi, and Fitra, Aulia, Ramadhan.